On Christmas Eve 1945, a family's home burned to the ground. 5 children were declared dead, but no bodies were ever found. Not a bone, not a tooth. Nothing anyone could hold up and name. By sunrise, the house was a hole in the ground, still smoking. Ash, a chimney. Neighbors stood at the edge of it in the cold, looking for anything that could be called a child. The case was closed within a week. It has never been closed since. This story has 2 halves that do not fit together. What is known from the record, what a family came to believe. We are going to keep those apart. George Sodder was born Giorgio Soddu in Sardinia. He came over as a boy and ended up in Fayetteville, West Virginia, a coal town in the mountains. He married Jenny, also Italian-born. He built a coal trucking business out of nothing, and by the mid-40s, the Sodders were comfortable, respected. 9 children in the house and another son already off in the military. Winter up there closes a house in on itself. 2 floors of wood and everybody home. Presents had come early from an older sister who worked in town, some already open on the floor. Jenny let the older children stay up past their bedtime, the way you do when the calendar gives you an excuse. Then she went to bed. It was the last ordinary thing anyone in that family would do. Morris, 14. Martha, 12. Louis, 9. Jenny Irene, 8. Betty, 5. George and Jenny got out. 4 of their children got out. Those 5 did not. Around 12:30 in the morning, the telephone rang. Jenny answered. A woman asked for a name she did not know. Behind the voice, noise. Glasses, laughter. A party somewhere. Jenny said she had the wrong number. The woman laughed and hung up. She went back through the house and found things she had not left. Lights on downstairs. The front door unlocked. She closed up, turned everything off, and went back to bed. Not long after, something hit the roof. One heavy sound, then a rolling noise down the shingles. Then nothing. She slept again. Between 1 and 1:30, she woke to smoke coming from George's office. By the time she had the others moving, the fire had the stairs. The other 5 were on the floor above. George could not get up the stairs, so he went for the ladder that lived against the side of the house. It was not there. He ran for his coal trucks, thinking he could pull one to the wall and climb the cab. Both had run fine that day. Neither would start. Someone tried the telephone. The line was dead. A daughter ran to a neighbor's to call for help. The volunteer department was 5 miles off. It was Christmas, and word moved by telephone chain. Hold that picture. A man in his own yard in December. The upstairs windows going orange. No ladder, no truck, no phone. 5 children above him, and nothing in his hands. The firefighters arrived, by the most commonly cited account, roughly 7 hours later. By then, the house had gone down into its own basement, and no children came out of it. The investigation was short. Local authorities and the coroner ruled the fire accidental. Faulty wiring. Death certificates for all 5 children were issued within days, around December 30th, 1945. That is the record. 5 certificates, 5 names, no remains. The family disputed the wiring finding immediately. They said the Christmas lights stayed lit as the fire spread, and that the house still had power while they stood outside watching it burn. That proves nothing about arson. It tells you the family never accepted the explanation. One thing at the center of this case is not a theory. It is a fact about paper. A death certificate is not a body. It is a decision somebody makes when the evidence runs out. You can close a case with a stamp. The ground never agreed to it. What came next was 40 years of a family collecting things that did not add up. None of it is proof. All of it is claim. The telephone line. A repairman later told the family it had not burned. He said it had been cut up a pole some distance from the house. The ladder. It turned up later, by the family's account, down an embankment well away from where it belonged. The trucks. Both started fine afterward. The family concluded tampering. Nobody proved it. Now, set those three side by side. A line that did not burn, a ladder that walked away, two engines that picked that night to quit. All three in the same yard, in the same few hours, while a house full of children burned. It could be coincidence. Coincidence is not impossible. It is only very crowded. Months before the fire, a salesman selling life insurance came to the door. George turned him down. The man is said to have told him the house would go up in smoke and his children would be destroyed. It is a family story, never independently confirmed. George was loudly against Mussolini, which put him at odds with some in the local Italian-American community. Context is not motive, and motive is not evidence. And there were sightings. A woman who said she saw children watching the fire from a passing car. A driver who said he served children breakfast the next morning. A hotel worker in Charleston who thought she knew their faces. Every one of those was unverified. Not disproven, unverified. In 1949, George hired a pathologist and had the site excavated. They found vertebrae. The analysis did not help. The bones were human, from a person estimated at roughly 16 to 22 years old. The oldest missing child was 14, and they showed no fire damage at all. Some said they came in with fill dirt. Some said they were placed there. It does not prove anyone took those children. It removes the last physical thing anyone could point to and say, "Here, this is where they died." So George built a billboard. Route 16, outside Fayetteville. 5 photographs, 5 names, and a question. Kidnapped, murdered, or still alive. $5,000, later 10. It stood for decades. Children grew up passing those 5 faces, then passed them again with children of their own in the back seat. The photographs stayed the same age. Everyone else got older. George died in 1969. Jenny wore black from the night of the fire until her own death in 1989 and kept a memorial garden on the ground where the house had been. Flowers over a basement that gave nothing back. In 1967 or 1968, depending on the account, an envelope arrived at the Sodder home, postmarked Kentucky, no return address. Inside was a photograph of a young man, dark hair, dark eyes. By the family's account, the note said Lewis was alive. Lewis would have been about 30. Jenny looked at that face and saw her son. George hired a private investigator and sent him to Kentucky. The investigator took the money and was never heard from again. The photograph was never authenticated. Nobody has ever established who the young man was. The family had it framed and hung on the living room wall beside the other 5. An unproven face next to the faces they were sure of, left up for the rest of their lives. Because taking it down would have meant agreeing to something. Hope, without a single thing underneath it. 4 explanations, none of them finished. 1. They died in the fire, and the remains were destroyed or missed in the cleanup. That is the official position. It does not explain the ladder, the trucks, or the line. 2. The fire was set, and the children died inside anyway. That accounts for the interference and gives you no motive. 3. The fire was set as cover, and the children were taken out before it. That is what the family came to believe. It has never been proven, and no suspect was ever named. 4. They lived elsewhere, under other names. That rests on the sightings and the photograph, and neither has ever been confirmed. Sylvia, the youngest, 2 years old that night, died in 2021, still asking, on Christmas Eve, 1945. A family's home burned to the ground. 5 children were declared dead. No bodies were ever found. Everything after that sentence is either evidence or belief, and the two have never met. Given what is known and what has never been proven, what do you think happened in Fayetteville that night? Tell us below. Midnight Files.